Shu has a shot at goal.
For Liverpool tonight, it's the first opportunity in a cup tie to settle an old score. This week, Peter Swales finally succumbed to the weight of opinion at Main Road and resigned as chairman of Manchester City. A new or revamped era begins tonight without the considerable influence and style of Niall Quinn, a cruciate ligament injury. Sadly, we all know what that means. City go to Forest, where there were major changes during the summer. But some things never change.
What a superb strike by Pearce!
The dream ticket at Blackburn Rovers, Jack Walker's resources and the resourcefulness of Kenny Dalglish. At one stage in the last round, the Paupers of Shrewsbury had them on the ropes. In the end, relief for Kenny.
Here's Batty, here's Pearce. Tries one, it's in there! Ian Pearce!
So Rovers survive for tonight's visit to White Hart Lane. Good evening. We already have two in the quarter-final draw for the Coca-Cola Cup, including the favourites Manchester United, thanks to two splendid goals and some absolutely splendid goalkeeping. Tony Cottee volunteered for the job nobody else wanted, against the world's #1.
Tony Cottee, who's missed some vital penalties for Everton, misses another one for Everton.
I mean, it was probably the ideal height for him to save it, but I've struck it well enough. I mean, if you blaze it over the bar, then yeah, it is a bad penalty, but I mean, he's made a good save. But, you know, I'm still disappointed that I didn't score.
Merseyside's pride on the night was restored by Tranmere Rovers. Oldham will claim mitigating circumstances. After all, they were down to 10 men following the sending off of centre-half and captain Richard Jobson. And we've got a late-night extra for you from the San Siro Stadium in Milan. AC with JPP going to work a week early in the European Champions League. What a hot shot. About your range, Jim, that wasn't it?
In my dreams.
The former European Footballer of the Year, Jean-Pierre Papin, in action for AC Milan later on tonight. Plenty for Jim to discuss as well as we move on. Wimbledon. Now, they have a 100% record against Liverpool in cup competitions. Mind you, they've only played them the once. That was in the FA Cup final of 1988, and you all know what happened on that occasion. In fact, you always know what to expect with Wimbledon, but there are times when you wonder if what's good for them is good for the game. John Fashanu is the latest player to be accused of one of football's growing concerns, illegal use of the elbow. Tonight, Fashanu and Liverpool's Neil Ruddock meet head-to-head, very much in the gladiatorial sense of the phrase, with the players' own association stressing the must for fair play.
There is an all-action style with some teams and some players, and we certainly don't want to stop these players, we certainly don't want to hinder these players. But what we want to do is we want to make sure it stays within the laws, and people who transgress that and step outside the laws, they really need to come down on them heavily.
Well, here's hoping for a good, clean contest. Liverpool against Wimbledon at Anfield. Rob Palmer.
Merseyside already has one team in the Coca-Cola Cup quarter-finals. Tranmere the pace setters. Liverpool are determined to follow. And Graham Souness is set on doing it with style. Tonight's expected physical encounter he thinks will turn his boys into men. Again, the starting claims of Clough and Stewart are ignored, and the young guns get their chance, guided by Barnes and Morby, who made their comebacks since Sunday's win over Aston Villa. It's a comeback tonight for Rob Jones, who's missed the last two games with a knee injury. Another doubt for the game was the other Jones, Vinny. A dose of flu couldn't keep the hard man down. Striker Dean Holdsworth has also shaken off a cold, but the Dons are still without Gary Blissett and Alan Kimball. Nothing affects their spirit there. The ghetto blaster was louder than ever with the 70s music just before kick-off. Referee tonight, Roger Dilks from Mossley. An expensive array of talent on the bench tonight. Nigel Clough a substitute, Julian Dix still injured, and David James on the left still waiting for his chance. So Wimbledon start the game with an impressive 100% cup record against Liverpool. Mind you, the only game in the cup competition was the 1988 FA Cup final. They all know the score in that one around here. John Barnes, good control. Jan Morby. Didn't look a great pass at first, but really had vision. Nice interchange. Fowler with a cross. Sago's quite happy to watch the ball whacked away by Scott Fitzgerald. Barnes again, given plenty of room to work in. Quick feet from Fowler. And a corner kick to Liverpool with just 3 minutes gone. Robbie Fowler aiming to be the top scorer in this competition. 6 goals already in the Coca-Cola Cup. Aim towards Ruddock, beaten by his old Millwall teammate Fashanu. Molby again, plays it in, that's over right, it's away. Wimbledon certainly not putting a man-to-man on John Barnes tonight. Redknapp shot, and always going away from goal. Sums up the bright start from Liverpool. 40 yards, a little ambitious from Jamie Redknapp. Ruddock on his favourite left foot. That one goes above the stand. Not good control from Fowler. Robbie Earl makes ground. Fashanu. Vinnie Jones not pulling out of the challenges. Redknapp. Fowler. And Molby finds Rush, laid off to Barnes. Nice combination. Back to Rush again, and it's a penalty. Rush was checked. A moment of deliberation from the referee, but John Scales is punished. Roger Dilks wisely gets away from the Wimbledon players. Doesn't want to hear their arguments. Contact was made. A clumsy challenge. And Scales is made to pay. Jan Molby scored a penalty against Wimbledon last year when Liverpool lost. Can he start off the scoring tonight? Straight run. Clamps it in. 15 minutes gone. Big Jan has put Liverpool ahead. Ian Rush, the creator. And Graham Souness gets the start that he wanted, and Molby marks his return to the first team, only his second game back. And quite a astute penalty. Fashanu still to win a header, and we're midway through the first half. Fashanu goes up again, he does win it this time. Bounces off Jones, Fashanu with a shot, which goes into the cop. When he does throw his weight around, he causes problems for defenders. Won that header quite fairly. The Liverpool defenders backing off him. Lashed it over the bar. Grobbelaar still to make a save. Fashanu's sneaked in to Holdsworth. Barnes. Quiet start, John Barnes. He's been given plenty of opportunities on the left-hand side, and he's playing safety first balls. Not turning on the old magic as yet. Earl. Fashanu. Ruddock again. It drops to Earl. And the chaser, Brian McAllister, but he gets it back. Robbie Earl has space. I think he realised just how much time he had. Ruddock gets in the foot. Ruddock gets in the head. Grobbelaar stays. Fashanu comes in, pulls out of that one, bundles over Grobbelaar. Grobbelaar gets away with it. And Fashanu, poor thing, was doing his level best to go in for the ball fairly. There's problems there for Ruddock. Went once, went twice. Doing the fouling, Fashanu the victim. There's the challenge. Fashanu dummy to go up there, and I think that fooled right. Grobbelaar almost fooled by the shot. His body went one way, the ball stayed the other way, but he got away with it. The first rule of goalkeeping, get your body behind the ball. Took a nasty bounce for Bruce Grobbelaar. Never the clown, but ever the good goalkeeper as well. Right, Grobbelaar shouts for the ball, comes late, has lost it. And Ruddock just guides the ball off the line. Neil Ruddock turns around and asks Grobbelaar what he was doing there. There was a shout early for the ball. Chaos ensued. Grobbelaar came, lost it. Barton went in. Morby. Fashion News behind you is the cry to Neil Ruddock. He has to throw his weight behind the ball. A good challenge, and it sent Liverpool up a gear. Graham has a fine pedigree in the League Cup competition. A winner 4 times, and the last Liverpool captain to lift the trophy. No real pattern to the game. Started off very promisingly, but has lost its way. 9 minutes away from half-time. Holdsworth, right, falls to Fashanu, gets a little flare. I think it came off the heels of the defender, so does he. But he's been involved in everything, John Fashanu. A good cross from Holdsworth, put it right into the danger area. Fell awkwardly for the Wimbledon striker. And a goal kick given. Morby steadies himself. Rob Jones. To Redknapp. Twists it. Actually pushes the arm onto the chest of Vinnie Jones. Play continues. Holdsworth skates around 3 players. John Barnes is in his wake. Holdsworth keeps going. Fashanu and Ruddock collide. Fashanu goes down. The referee waves play on. Vinnie Jones screams down the ear of Roger Dilks. Again, that's going to be Grobbelaar's ball. Doesn't pick it up just in case. Roger Dilks had a good hard look at that situation, as he did with the Liverpool penalty. But the decision, as far as Wimbledon were concerned, was negative. Holdsworth. Barnes. Holdsworth again. Barnes doing a good containing job. Harkness not so sure though. Joseph to Barton, whips it in. Morby in a very solid half. Barnes gets it away. Chase for Robbie Fowler. Fowler gets a blow to the knee, but nothing serious. 20 seconds away from the half-time whistle being blown. Roger Dilks checking his watch and brings to an end the first half, which has been enlightened by only 1 goal. John Scales throwing Ian Rush to the floor, and up stepped Jan Morby to mark his 2nd game back in the first team with a sure hit penalty. Liverpool fans not happy with their team's performance. John Fashanu looks as though he's pulled a muscle in running for that ball. That'll be a corner kick to Wimbledon anyway. Fashanu signalling, I think, that he requires a little bit of treatment. Fashanu will carry on as the ball comes in. Morby, only as far as Barton. Again, it's whisked in. The pitch is getting slippery, but John Barnes keeps his feet well. Go past to Fowler. Nice little touch. Liverpool's defence comes out and Barton steals in behind Harkness, who recovers. Hasn't got a great deal of help back there. Steve Harkness goes alone and does well. Grobbelaar. Been laughing and joking with the Liverpool fans in the Kop in the first half and getting a wee bit of stick from the travelling Wimbledon fans behind his goal in the second half. And John Fashanu plays just 46 minutes of this game tonight. Appeared to pull a muscle as he went for the ball. And a controversial week ends in a bit of a damp squib. Andy Clark then, the former Barnet man, wants the record signing in non-league levels, gets his opportunity to impress a player with a dash and pace up front. Jones takes over the captain's armband and takes over the captain's role of urging the players on. Clark, the substitute, and he's finding that Mark Wright is having an outstanding game. Clearly enjoying himself as well. McAllister's cross. Header, easy save, no problem there. Robbie Earle had strayed from midfield into an attacking role. Had a free head at goal from the penalty spot, but Bruce Grobbelaar not worried about this. Wimbledon have perfected the technique of coming out in unison. McAllister, everyone was expecting a long punt forward, but Wimbledon applying some footballing technique. It's the passing game from the Dons. Holdsworth beaten by Wright. Shot took a deflection and Grobbelaar saw it late. McAllister willing to have a pop at goal. It's always worth the chance there. It's an awkward angle. It came off the heel of his teammate, and Grobbelaar wasn't quite certain of it as it rolled away for a goal kick. Earle's header. Clark to Barton. Into Clark's path, into Holdsworth's path. And Ruddock has to apply the boot and get it out of there. Barter, another player who's tipped to one day leave Wimbledon for a huge six-figure fee. Barton coming off worse in that challenge. Joe Kinnear seeing his playing staff go down by the moment. Barton, the blow to the foot as John Barnes went in for the challenge. Holdsworth, Ruddock lets it go. Grobbelaar, the saving grace, he's lost it though, and Wright has to get Grobbelaar out of the mire. Well, Grobbelaar will blame Neil Ruddock. I'm sure he's not going to have a face-to-face with him like he did with Steve McManaman earlier in the season. And calm defending from Wright gets his goalkeeper out of trouble. The corner comes in, Barnes misses it. Ruddock gets a better header to it this time. Fowler, the lone attacker. Terrible pass from young Robbie Fowler. Earle's header. And Grobbelaar thinks about the throw. Delivers it to Jones. And really puts him under undue pressure. Not doing themselves any favours as they hang on to this one-goal lead. Morby. Let's say that Wimbledon have had the upper hand generally. The control from Barton, shot from Holdsworth. Grobbelaar behind it. But Wimbledon not making Liverpool pay for some sloppy defending. 19,290 fans inside Anfield tonight. Clark has a chance. Grobbelaar comes and gets there. Still Clark. A challenge again. Was it handball? The Wimbledon players think it was. Vinnie Jones leads the protests. We'll see it again in a moment. Liverpool are continuing. There are 6 players around the referee. Liverpool have 6 in attack. Wimbledon get caught a little short here. Matteo urged to attack that cop end. Fowler lets it go. Redknapp in with a challenge. Shoulder to shoulder, arm to arm with Ardley, and clearly pulling the Wimbledon defender. But Wimbledon feel they were hard done by at the other end of the field. This is the incident. Clark through on Grobbelaar. Grobbelaar didn't make it. Clark had the shot. Well, it did hit the hand of Neil Ruddock, but he pulled his arm away, which probably to the referee showed that it wasn't intentional. He was trying to get his arms out the way of it, and it was hand to ball. Vinnie Jones showing nice footwork, even if the pass was a little too strong, but it falls kindly for Wimbledon. Back to Grobbelaar, and takes it as far away from his goal as possible, and eyes will put it out of play. He's learned his lesson more than once about being too fancy. Wimbledon keep grinding and grinding. Oh, and they almost pulled it off. They won't get a better chance than that. Robbie Earle will kick himself. They're missing this chance. A good ball from Vinnie Jones of all people. Neil Ruddock was planted, and the header was planted firmly into the arms of Bruce Grobbelaar. Best chance of the night. Neil Ruddock handing out a tongue lashing to a couple of people, but it could have been embarrassing for him a moment or two ago. Now Rob Jones, Wimbledon have sent everybody forward, and Fowler only had one player if he'd twisted and taken on the Wimbledon defence. But it's Wimbledon who keep toiling. Matteo chases the ball. Scales, the centre-half, has gone into an attacking role. Vinnie Jones is everywhere. For the header, and Bruce Grobbelaar wasn't too sure about that one from Dean Holdsworth. Saw it late again. Vinnie Jones is really putting in some excellent crosses. Just under 15 minutes to go. Gloves and all, tights and all. John Barnes comes off. He's had his run out, and Mark Walters, fresher legs, will try and carry Liverpool through to the full-time whistle. Jones up and under. Ruddock stumbles to the ball, gets a header. Jones clears only as far as McAllister. Now right, good distance, but nobody there. Fitzgerald. Right, reads the situation well. Rob Jones, a little unfortunate. Ardley. The cross, and the header, and the goal! The Wimbledon fans have been behind their team throughout the evening. Robbie Earle has got into those positions on a couple of occasions. He wasted one earlier on in the second half, but on this occasion there was no messing. Grobbelaar was beaten all ends up. Outside of the foot pass, Ruddock lost the ball in the air, and Earle finished supremely. Bruce Grobbelaar goes on an excursion. Nice pass from Grobbelaar. It was good vision to put it through two players there. This was Bruce Grobbelaar's view of the goal. And no chance. Point blank range from Robbie Earle. Mark Walters giving away a free kick in a very difficult area of the field. Notably, Wimbledon don't send everybody forward. There's 6 or 7 players around. They're happy to hang on to this. We're into stoppage time now. McAllister delivers. Easy catch for Grobbelaar. And the last touch of the game, Bruce Grobbelaar shows his anger. Liverpool had the game sewn up. Wimbledon showed one of their virtues. They fought till the end. They went behind early on when Jan Melby put Liverpool ahead from the penalty spot. Liverpool just couldn't hang on to that victory though, and Robbie Earle had a couple of opportunities to score. He made the most of the second one, planting the header past Bruce Grobbelaar. And just a footnote on this game, no bookings over 90 minutes. 2 goals, 1 apiece it finishes.
I'm dumbfounded. I can't give our supporters a reason for a performance like that. Tonight we should have been bursting to get out there and playing with lots of confidence. And a cup tie, a home cup tie against Wimbledon, which you know is going to be difficult, but we never made any running tonight. We got our goal and then really backed off and just allowed them to come at us. It wasn't a good night's entertainment for our supporters, and I can't give them a reason for that. The players knew what was at stake tonight. We've now made it was always going to be a difficult job, but now made it extra difficult for us because we now have to go down there and battle with them on their pitch. And if we're to get through this one, we're going to have to buckle down and play the kind of football that we practice, and hopefully we can get back to somewhere near a performance that we got on Sunday, because that tonight was never good enough. And as I said, I only wish I could stand here and tell you, or tell you through our supporters, that the reasons why we didn't play well, but we just didn't do it tonight.
Well, that was a very honest assessment by Graham Souness, Jim, but I mean, it is fair to say that no team actually plays well against Wimbledon. They might beat them, but they don't play well.
True. Well, it seems to be the way Liverpool are going at the moment. Good game, bad game. They couldn't have...
City are going through. Just at the moment, the Ings got out of their side. A man seemingly invincible, who's suddenly removed from a position of power. For Brian Clough, read Peter Swales, well, almost. City manager Brian Horton just has to carry on the Brian.
The other things have been taken over. We mustn't let that. We've got to get out on the field and let the football do the talking.
But it must be affecting the players. It must be, Brian.
I'll tell you tonight. Our away record's very good. I'll tell you tonight.
The Swales Out campaign were out again en masse, a petition demanding that Mr. Swales actually leaves the club. The rhetoric is becoming jaded, to say the least. Still, there is some humour. This man claimed to be a supporter of Peter Swales, hence the mask.
I'm just a Swales fan, so I've got to hide myself, you know, from the true City fans.
The injury to Niall Quinn hasn't helped this week. AD Mike, his replacement this evening. But the players know they just have to get on with the game.
In certain games at home, it does affect us slightly. But again, the buck stops at players. It's important that the players get it right, not a need to do it the management or the directors or anybody else.
A win would just do everybody a power of good, wouldn't it?
Well, that's exactly. I mean, we have gone too long without a win. That goes without saying. And we're away from home in a big game. It's a packed house. We're bringing 5,000 supporters who have been magic away from home. And that's taken nothing away from the home supporters, but the other things are taken over a little bit. So, you know, we've got to try and get through to the last 8, haven't we? Give everybody a massive lift.
There was not much company for the Forest chairman Fred Reacher on a cold evening in Nottingham. Peter Swales wasn't in the director's box to see if Manchester City could overcome Nottingham Forest. Your commentator is Alistair Mann.
It's a crucial night for Manchester City. Victory would be just the tonic for lagging confidence, says manager Brian Horton. And there are boosts for City in a bad few days for the club. No Niall Quinn, of course, in the City lineup, but they'll have to get used to that. He's out for probably the rest of the season. AD Mike plays up front with Mike Sheeran. The other 10 are those who went down to Sheffield Wednesday on Saturday. AD Mike gets the nod with City's $500,000 signing Carl Griffiths out cup-tied. He's already played for Shrewsbury Town. The boost for City comes in the way of Nottingham Forest lineup. There's no Stan Collymore. The golden marksman with 16 goals in 15 games has aggravated a hamstring and misses tonight's game. It means a Forest debut for former Barnet man Gary Ball. In a five-man midfield, Neil Webb returns, a familiar Northwest figure of course, and Mark Crosley deputises for first-choice keeper Tommy Wright, who was concussed on Saturday. The referee for tonight's game is Keith Burge of Tonopandi. He's a FIFA official. Well, City manager Brian Horton has simply said, let's get back to enjoying playing the game again, and maybe we'll ease some of the pressure on our backs by just simply playing the way we know, passing it around. Tonight's as good a test as any to get themselves back in it. Kernigan asking Mike to offer himself. Here's David White. We'll have to check. Vonk. Steve McMahon. Phelan. Simpson's gone off to the left. Phelan has also tried to offer himself as an option. Here's Mike Sheeran. Terry Phelan. Fitzroy Simpson. Simpson again. Neil Webb sticking close to the task. And City have the early possession, a chance to pass it around in the way the manager wishes them to do so. Vonk then gives it away, bang on cue. A good turn from Lomas, and the shot will win a corner. Saying he was tugged at the sleeve there, but he's won a corner nonetheless off the leg of Chettle. And there's a man who's hoping to make a real name for himself on his first full game of the season, AD Mike. Corner comes over from Simpson. He'll get it back. McMahon. Up went Vonk. Down came the ball. Crosley, easy. Here's Sheeran. Lomas has made the most advanced run, but McMahon has come inside for him. David White hugging the right-hand touchline. Sheeran. It's very tight on the edge. He'll have to go on his own, and he doesn't mind. White. Deflection! Well, that almost took it goal-bound. Just hit the side of Colin Cooper's head. David White's little scoop shot. Cooper, the number 4, just flicks off his head and took it out of the reach of Crosley, but beyond the post. A corner to Manchester City. Taken in a hurry by McMahon, to McMahon rather, from Lomas. Nottingham Forest look as though they're outnumbered here. There's blue shirts, not many in the way of red, it has to be said, making runs forward. But the dummy from Ball arrives at the feet of Gemmell. Deep ball. Kingsley Black couldn't quite control, and Neil Webb went for the spectacular and found the Manchester City fans, much to their delight. Vonk. Curl. Asking men to go away from him. Lomas trying to make a run. Sheeran in space. Simpson will get there as Sheeran just lost control of it. But here is Mike Sheeran. Not a bad ball in. Mike almost got there. David White will. Here's Vonk. Mike. Simpson. Just forced away. Here's Terry Phelan. McMahon. Kernigan might think about shooting. Struck Chettle. Webb. And Crosley clearing the lines. Well, Brian Horton wants City to pass it around because it's a little bit of a stalemate at the moment. Forest clearly missing the Collymore leadership up the middle. And maybe the leadership of the left fullback, Stuart Pearce, might be the option, because here is Pearce, and still losing it in his footing, and in the end, Simpson was able to make the challenge. This was the chance for Stuart Pearce. It kind of got lost in his bootlaces here, and as he tried to maybe work an angle, City were able to close him down. Good ball from Vonk, releases Lomas. This is a little more promising until that ball just angled away from the area. Phelan to keep it alive. Mike's peeled away. Almost reached the back post for Lomas. McMahon and Webb challenging. Webb just about getting there. Koenig trying the long-range effort, and it wasn't a bad one. A first real shot with venom and accuracy, to be honest. A speculative effort it may have been from Kernaghan, but at least it had Crosley scrambling. Pearce. Kingsley Black. Bohinen rides the challenge. Gemmel's just inside. Here's Scott Gemmel. Ball 1-2 off. Just about getting in there was Kernaghan. Sheeran losing out. Neil Webb trying to just carve his way through the Manchester City defenders on the edge. Simpson comes away. It's livening up in the last 2 minutes. Here's Mike. But he allows it to run out of play. David Moss is assistant manager to his left. And to his left, substitute goalkeeper Andy Dibble. Here's Little. Chettle. Pearce. Black fouled. Pearce takes the free kick quickly. Webb. Pearce has continued his run forward. Here's Pearce. He's onside. Right on half-time. Great save, Coton. Pearce still there, though. Kingsley Black. Coton again with a save. How many times have a team gone in at half-time having given away a goal just on it? Tony Coton wasn't going to allow that then. And it really has livened up in these last few minutes of the first half. I've been saying all along it would take surely a defender to supplement the forwards to change it around. And that man was Stuart Pearce. Well, he'd made a run forward, a lovely ball through from Ball. Coton's positioning was excellent, and then he got himself up to turn away the Kingsley Black shot. And England's #1 chant the Manchester City fans, and Stuart Pearce will perhaps give you a reason why he is certainly one of the candidates to take up that shirt. Mike Sheeran. White. In from Lomas. Sheeran. Lomas. Sheeran. Mike. Offside. Offside. Flags up. The cheers stay in the throats of one or two Manchester City fans who saw the flag going up. But a few thousand sky blue shirted fans jumped to their feet. What an incredible end to the first half. Lomas in with a shout. Sheeran tried to turn it in, and Mike clearly offside with the goalkeeper having advanced forward. What an end to this first half. Wonder what was happening the previous 41 minutes. Referee looks at his watch to possibly end the excitement. David Phillips won't get a chance to put it in because there's a linesman's flag. Two minutes of added time, and Eddie Mike thought he might have given Manchester City the break they wanted. In fairness, the flag was up in an instant when that ball reached Eddie Mike. And the whistle goes for half-time. And it's a goalless scoreline, which for 40 minutes never looked like being broken. But in the last 5, suddenly burst into life. Eddie Mike thought he'd scored. Stuart Pearce almost did. Tony Coton was there to deny him. And it's a half-time scoreline that will please Manchester City a little more than Nottingham Forest. 0-0. Manchester City's last win was in the last round of the Coca-Cola Cup, 1-0 at home to Chelsea. And since then it's been a miserable run of 3 defeats and 2 draws. What they'd give for a touch of inspiration to possibly turn their fortunes around. And maybe it'll be from the youngster, Eddie Mike. Cooper. Ball. Little. Here's Gemmell. Had time to turn. I think that ball went out of play, to be honest. And the linesman agreed, even though he's some 100 yards nearer than I am. I suppose I did have a closer view via the camera lens. David Phillips just overstepping the line with the ball. Little heading it to Ball. Phelan allowing it to roll out, but it just caught his heel, and it'll be a corner. And David Phillips will take it. No, he won't. He'll leave it for Kingsley Black, who made some 70 yards from one side of the pitch to the other, to then deliver it to Phillips, who delivers it towards the near, and Coton was there. Double fists to knock it away, and helped to his feet by Steve Chettle. Another corner, though. A left-footed swinger once again. Pearce has made his way forward and has made the darting run. It was aimed towards him. McMahon just about in front of Gemmell. Gemmell just helping it on. Phelan. Good interception from Kingsley Black. Nottingham Forest manager Frank Clark cursing his luck at having no Stan Collymore, I'm sure. Webb. Man on shout of the Nottingham Forest supporters. That man was Mike Sheeran. Gemmell out to the left in some spaces. Black, but it's gone inside instead to Pearce, and he's onside. And he's flicked it over David White. Good shot there from Bohinen, and it flashed over the top. And that's Norwegian for rats, I think. Nice play again from Stuart Pearce, and again my point that it'll have to be a defender supplementing the forwards that'll make the difference tonight. And he flicked it neatly, didn't he, over the head of David White. Couldn't quite control it, but it sat nicely up for Bohinen, and the shot was always rising. Here's Alan Kernigan. Good ball, good control from Mike. Good firm challenge, though, from Steve Chettle, and Gemmell comes away with it. Here's Little. Good challenge from Kernigan. Webb. Space to the right, Bohinen to David Phillips. Kingsley Black's on the far post, Gemmell's on the near, it's gone towards Gemmell. Good firm interception from Keith Curl. And Coton smiling at Gemmell as if to say, you can't get on the end of those when my defence gets in the way of them. Phillips' ball in was a lovely angle ball, and that's good defending. Good defending from Curl. And he's there again. Michel Vonk there too. And it's a corner once again. Curl in the thick of it. Kingsley Black with another in-swinger. By Kernigan. Phillips on the volley. Vonk away. Black will keep it on. Instead chooses the option of the throw, and maybe a little more considered with his ball in. Gets it back off Bohinen. Phillips. Ball. Webb. Away by Lomas. Helped on further by Simpson. Mike trying to take the pressure off his defenders. And Lomas just clearing the lines. Crosley with time. Chettle offers himself. Forest desperate to try and get themselves going again. The Forest fans shouting for Phillips, who was unmarked on the right side. Here's Little. No real sustained pressure for either side so far. And Curl again will ease the pressure on his line. Little intercepting though. Cooper out to Phillips to Webb. Webb looking for ball. Kernigan away. Gemmell. Webb. This is better from Nottingham Forest. Bohinen. McMahon making a nuisance of himself, and illegally in fact. Obstruction's the verdict. Indirect free kick. McMahon doesn't agree. Keith Burge was much nearer than I was, and quite clearly felt that it was an obstruction. Cooper and Chettle up from the back, as is Pearce. Black and Phillips hovering over. Pearce has made the darting run. Swung in, Coton's ball. Maybe didn't get a shout. Kernigan got there. Back header comes into the path of Bohinen. Here's Webb. Phillips out to the right-hand side. Phelan gone to close him down. Good ball in. Away by Curl. And at last, a few minutes of sustained pressure coming the way of one of the teams, in this case, the home side. And the City skipper organising his troops to try and shut them out. Here's Webb. Ball. Bohinen. Ball. Little. Low ball intercepted by McMahon. Chance for City to break. Phelan scampering away to the left-hand side. Can Mike find him? Which may be a little too strong. Phelan's going to make a go of it, but Little reads the danger. Great running from Terry Phelan. That's his trademark, though, in fairness. Incredible overlapping fullback, this man, Terry Phelan. Here's Simpson. 80 Mike, good ball. Chance. Well spread by Crosley. Corner to Manchester City. Made himself big, Mark Crosley, and put off the young forward. Lovely little scooped ball in from Simpson. Pulled away, no question of offside, and Crosley made the block. Vonk on the near post, White's there too. Sheeran's hanging around at the back. Away though by Chettle. McMahon, Lomas brings it under control. In towards Mike. Danger will be clear a little more conclusively this time. Curl in the way of Bull, and back to Coton, who will immediately set Phelan away. Lomas. City fans finding their voices again. Up towards the head of 80 Mike, comes down for him. Shot blocked by Chettle. Has another go, but just flashing by the uprights. Worth another go though. Certainly not lacking in confidence around the 18-yard area, is he? Brought the ball down well. There was certainly plenty of venom in the shot. Chettle blocking the first go, not needing to with the second. Forward by Cooper. Bohinen on the chase. Curls backward header, arrives at the feet of Lee Glover. Glover still. McMahon chasing back. Glover almost got the better of him for a second, but in the end McMahon doggedly and determinedly stuck to his task, and Phelan just goes for safety. Good defensive work there by Steve McMahon. Away by Kernaghan. Here's Pearce. It'll open up for him. Good little block there from Curl. Almost in there, Stuart Pearce. Black. Good cross. Coton jumps. Coton gathers. Good goalkeeping. Safe hands. Well, Steve McMahon back in defence, helping out there, and it was just as well that he was strong enough to ride Lee Glover, and then good enough to time his tackle there. McMahon. Webb gets it back from McMahon's challenge though, and that's given away. Michel Vonk. Mike's made the run forward. Gone towards Mike. Interception. Pearce there though. Gemmell did well. Just rode away from the challenge of Mike Sheeran. Glover given away. McMahon. Lomas. Mike. Rode one challenge. Brought down. Free kick. Neil Webb, the offender. Very central. It's about 30, 32 yards, something like that away. Mike brought down as he'd hurtled one challenge by Neil Webb. Phillips trying to close down the option. Simpson's strike was clean. Well, he's not scored for over a year for Manchester City. And this angle will show you how close he came to breaking that little run. Always rising. One or two Nottingham Forest supporters beginning to leave their seats and make their way home. Little plays it towards Glover. Curl on the chase. Coton and Curl in each other's way. Coton slipped. Black might try the chip. Coton's back there though. It was going toward the goal. Coton had recovered in time though. Curl and Coton both leaving it for each other, and in the end, Coton's shot, clearance rather, deflecting to Black, who saw Coton was out of his goal, but the City keeper managed to make up the ground. Here's Sheeran. Good ball in. Mike's header. Goal kick. And he certainly leaped pretty well tonight, Eddie Mike. Won his fair share of possession in the air. And he got to this cross. Well, I think that might have come off a defender, to be honest. And that's the Nottingham Forest bench. Frank Clark, Archie Gemmell leaning out, hoping maybe that someone like Lee Glover can avoid having to go to Main Road for a replay. Eddie Mike won't get there. Cooper's header forward. Here's Keith Curl. This time Manchester City a little more careful with the back pass. Oh, Coton sliced it on Glover. What's going to happen here? Is it going to be a dramatic finish? Away by Vong. Goodness me. Into stoppage time. Tony Coton with a dreadful slice straight into the path of Glover. Danger's not over. Gemmell. Oh, that's an awful ball in. Sliced off his boot, and Manchester City will be glad of that. Well, this will be, I would think, one of the most scary moments in Tony Coton's career. It landed at the feet of Glover, and Glover's cross was fortunately for Coton turned away by Vong. Dear, oh dear. Little shaping to take the throw. And that's the last action of a game which Manchester City came to spark themselves again and have, at the very least, come out with a respectful draw in what looked a pretty difficult tie away at awkward first opposition. It's not the win that they wanted after some disappointing results recently, but it's certainly been a confidence-boosting night for the likes of Eddie Mike. And Brian Horton will settle for a chance to knock Nottingham Forest out at the second go back at Main Road. The final score, Nottingham Forest 0, Manchester City 0.
Well, over 90 minutes, it wasn't an epic, but City's fans were very supportive tonight, which isn't always the case at Main Road.
Give him an inch and he'll give you a goal. Minutes gone, and Mark Hughes shows just why he has the reputation that he's got as one of the most lethal strikers from around 18 yards. Dave Watson was at fault for that one, let the ball go to Hughes, and just over the head of Neville Southall. Blues go forward now. Stewart does have the ball at his feet. A shot from Stewart, only a couple of yards wide, and trying to earn his recall and make a name for himself. It's been a rather disappointing start to his Everton career. He did well when he played for Chelsea here last year in this competition, shooting like that. Paul Parker hasn't been the best Manchester United performance by far. Falls to Giggs. Oh, and Neville Southall comes out and cuts Giggs off. Watson goes forward, gets a flick, suspicion of handball. Play waved on. It was...
Crossed in well there by Lasso. Shearer tries to turn it back in again, and this time a goal. Spurs in a bit of trouble from that corner. Hendry got in there. Combination of defender and goalkeeper getting it away. To Sedgley. a corner for Tottenham. Anderton will take. Calderwood and Sedgley come forwards. Towards Dozzell, got his header in. Mims was about to catch it and had it kicked out of his hand by a defender, and for that Blackburn had to face another corner. Samways, Darren Anderton to Campbell. Header. Campbell and Dozzell. Dozzell just taking it from Campbell, gets it back. Anderton, and now Jason Dozzell, great chance and a good save by Bobby Mims. Not away yet. Barnby tries to keep it going. Edinburgh also. And a corner given. Terrific bit of work though by Bobby Mims. With this one. Deeper one towards Sedgley. Campbell. And now Samways. Left foot curling in there towards Dozzell again. And in the end, Batty hooks it away to comparative safety for Blackburn Rovers. Edinburgh's throw. Kasky. Still the ball, held it up beautifully. Edinburgh for Barnby. He's found a little gap there. Oh, my goodness, Campbell at the far post. So close. Another couple of inches in his leap. And that would have been a formality. Great work here by the darting Barnby. Lovely little cross by him, and Campbell couldn't quite get above it. And before that, Dozzell was right through. Good work there between Campbell and Dozzell. And a lovely ball by Anderton. And some terrific goalkeeping by Bobby Mims. Towards Campbell. Ripley, nice little touch. Sherwood. Ripley again. Batty wants it just ahead of him. Still Ripley. Picks up Gallagher. Then your yellow shirts waiting in the middle there. And, well, Batty really should have done better than that. That was a golden opportunity for Blackburn Rovers. Ripley played it wide, Gallagher played it in, and Batty really made a mess of it. Batty, nice little touch, Sherwood. And Newell pulling away into a lot of space on that left-hand side. Sherwood. Look at the space here now for Gallagher. Ripley's waiting in the middle. Shearer's in there too. Goal kick. Well, they suddenly pulled Spurs apart there. First with an attack down the left, switched beautifully to the right with that long ball out to Ripley, or rather to Gallagher, and Shearer couldn't quite finish it off. May with a header for Blackburn. Sherwood, the Blackburn captain. Played by Calderwood again. Good sound defending by him. And a lovely ball played by Sedgley now for Anderton. Right on the stroke of half-time. Anderton playing it in there. Dozzell tried to get in, but May was there before him. Up towards Shearer. Sedgley holding it off. Samways finding it. Back to Vinnie Samways. And again, Mims there, fractionally before Dozzell. A nice little touch on there by Campbell. Half-time whistle, and what a patchy first 45 minutes it's been. Two high spots. Patty really should have scored for Blackburn with a header that he muddled. And Dozzell was right through after a lovely ball from Anderton, but a superb piece of goalkeeping by Bobby Mims for Blackburn. So the story at half-time here in this Coca-Cola Cup tie, it's Tottenham 0, Blackburn Rovers 0. Spurs get the second half underway, 0-0 here at White Hart Lane. Smack on the head right at the start there. Ball was played forward to him in the opening seconds of this half. Just a juddering but innocent clash of heads. Campbell goes on. Ball is dropped and played by Nicky Barbie straight back to Bobby Mims. Sherwood. Ripley. Shearer. Dozzell. Gallagher turning well. Sherwood, delightful little ball now. Gallagher pick up the pace again. Find Newell, who's straight to this left-hand side. Shearer and Ripley waiting in the middle. It's with Gallagher again at the moment. And Ripley being forced out of the box there by Calderwood, and then gets the goal kick. Here's Tim Sherwood, the Blackburn captain. He's got Gallagher one side of him. He's got Shearer on the other. He picks out Shearer. Newell back in towards Shearer again. Caskey doing a good job there. Can Gallagher now? Great save! That was a great chance for Blackburn again. Gallagher right through on his own, but a super piece of goalkeeping again by Torstvedt. Apparently Torstvedt was unquestionably man of the match when the sides met up at Ewood Park when Blackburn won 1-0. And it was an afternoon dominated by Blackburn. It was almost Blackburn against Torstvedt. Only pulled out that sort of save a moment ago. But here come Blackburn again. This is Byrne for Newell. Sedgley now for Tottenham. Edinburgh forward. Caskey forward to Campbell. Batty. Blackburn sense you feel at the moment that this might be a match that's there for the taking for them against truly a weakened Tottenham side. Calderwood gets it back to Torstvedt. Hits it long towards Campbell. Shearer's after this. Calderwood wondered if Torstvedt would get there. And Shearer just a little too aggressive there as he challenged Sedgley. And a free kick to Tottenham. Great piece of work by Torstvedt, and lovely build-up. Suddenly Gallagher there, in behind them all. That looked odds on a goal at that moment. Straight at Torstvedt. Campbell did well there and picks it up well nicely there. Dozzell with the shot. Terrific save by Mims. A wonderful bit of goalkeeping there by Bobby Mims. A A streaking run by Dezelle and a snaking shot at the end of it. Good work by Campbell. Hits that well. Terrific bit of goalkeeping though, and it's a corner for Tottenham. Well, Bobby Mims may have had one or two unhappy times here when he was a player for 2.5 years. That was a great piece of goalkeeping there though. Anderton crosses it in. Barmby. Little chip in there. And Mims pushing that one over for another corner. A smile as he's challenged by an old teammate, essentially. And another corner for the home side. But the crowd still buzzing with that Bobby Mims save of a moment ago. Anderton with the corner. Kasky. Good spell this for Tottenham. Edinburgh. Kasky again. Floated in once more towards Dezelle. Might come for Anderton. Claims for handball. They still can't get it away from the danger zone though. Samways pumping it in again. Edinburgh. Barmby. Campbell. It's a goal! Done it. Pushed forward as an emergency attacker, and a rifling shot that at last beats Bobby Mims. Good build-up this. Barmby played a big part in it, a little flick there, but Campbell did a lot of good work himself, and a terrific finish by him. 1-0 to Tottenham. But here's Ripley. What sort of reply now from Blackburn? They get a corner. Well, Alan Sugar with something to smile about behind his dark glasses there at last. It's Ripley. Kasky trying to hold him up, but Ripley knew too much for him. And Torsfeld. That was really an important one for him to grab as Hendry finishes up in the back of the net. But not the ball. Shearer slipped, or rather Sedgley slipped badly, making that clearance. Gives Blackburn possession again. Newell finds Gallagher. Newell again. Matty again. Gallagher again. Working this ball, looking, hopefully, I've no doubt, eventually to find maybe Shearer with it. Lasso, though, stopped, and it'll go for the throw. Newell does well. Oh, my goodness, I thought he played it nicely into the path of Ripley. Ripley must have felt someone was behind him, and suddenly Barmby is on the break. He's got Campbell up with him. 2 against 2. Spurs could make it safe here. Barmby still going on, and he's kicked off the line. Good work there by Colin Hendry. Pearce is in there, but hits it straight to Darren Anderton. Anderton just hooks it anywhere. The final whistle, and Spurs go into the last 8. Sol Campbell's first goal of the season in this second half divides the two sides. Both had their chances. Some great goalkeeping by Bobby Mims. Kenny Dalglish goes off disappointed. And Spurs and Ozzy Ardiles and the match winner Campbell march off into the last 8 of the Coca-Cola Cup. Spurs 1, Blackburn Rovers 0.
I'm not a natural centre forward, but you know, just came to me and I like head down, laces in the back of the net.
You say you aren't a natural, but the Aussie must feel you've got something to offer.
Yeah, I came against QPR like I was at right back, a couple of centre forwards went off, went up there, you know, a bit of a battle, but done well. And he said, well, keep me there till Teddy comes back, really.
So what now? Are you going to be keeping Teddy Sheringham out?
No.
That's what Paul Warhurst said, and the rest is history. So Blackburn failing to reach the quarter-finals, sadly. Next, the tie between two of the League Cup's most famous winners, Queen's Park Rangers, who won the inaugural Wembley final back in 1967, and Sheffield Wednesday, who beat Manchester United in 1991, last season's runners-up as well. Dave Bassett is with commentator John Helm.
And here comes Mika once again. Like a knife through butter that, and on he goes. Michael Mika, thrilling effort, and not a bad shot at the end of it either. And uncharacteristically, Wednesday have made a lot of mistakes in defence. Here's Jensen, and Jensen's got in past McDonald. Can Nigel Jensen score? He can score. It's 7 for him this season and 5 in the last 6 games.
He does very well there. McDonald gets caught out. There's no cover and he carries on and he hits a tremendous shot. That's an excellent strike.
Worthington. They've 3 men around the area. Hyde, Jemson, Worthington. Lovely move. Chances of a second.
Wednesday be very disappointed. The ball drops fortuitously and there's Graham Hyde and Nigel Worthington together, and Nigel hooks it over the bar.
Here's Imping. Surrounded by yellow shirts, however, he's still there. The cross is towards Mika. Mika scores! Michael Mika, only playing because Timothy Sinclair has got flu, has scored his first ever goal in senior football for Queen's Park Rangers. Palmer defended well then, but Ferdinand has it. This is where he can be so dangerous. Bradley Allen gets it through. Lex Ferdinand! Waddle and Worthington combine. Worthington's got the chance to cross a good ball in this time. It wasn't a bad one, and that might well prove to be a winner for Wednesday.
There we see again, Worthington hits an excellent cross in there. The keeper's got no chance, and Barker's lost the boy Ryan Jones, and he's finished very, very well.
Porrick, forward is Bright, and he's onside, and he can run at them, and he could finish it. Bright must get into that area. Can he beat Stagekill? No.
Right, well, there we go. These are the remaining clubs in the quarterfinals of the Coca-Cola Cup. The draw to be made tomorrow morning on GMTV 7:20. Aston Villa, Liverpool or Wimbledon, Manchester City or Nottingham Forest, Manchester United, of course, the favourites, Peterborough or Portsmouth, Sheffield Wednesday, Spurs and Tranmere Rovers from the Ensley Insurance League First Division. Jim, we're pretty well represented in there, aren't we?
Yeah, there's still a few big hitters from around here left, okay, yeah.
Now, what about Sheffield Wednesday? You saw them on Saturday. I suppose if any club is really desperate to get back to Wembley, it must be Wednesday, because they're twice last season and, of course, lost both times.
That's right. Well, I watched them against Manchester City on Saturday. City were poor, we know that now. Wednesday were mediocre. I don't really think they're back to the form that brought them to 2 cup finals last year, but I think 10 games unbeaten now.
I was going to say, they're on a roll.
They're heading in the right direction, that's for sure.
OK, Jim, thanks very much indeed. We're going to move on now to the Champions League, the European Champions League. But it should have been on Wednesday for AC Milan, but their World Club Championship match is being played on that day. So they played tonight against Porto. The commentator is Gary Bloom.
Nucci. That was deep inside his own half of the field to win possession. Savicevic. That's a great ball. Raducioiu now for Milan. Can he finish? Yes, he can. Milan hit the front after 16 minutes of the match with a sweeping move, which was 3/4 of the length of the field. It's his first European goal for Milan. Donadoni, here can Milan again. Raducioiu. He's onside, he's already scored one. This is Massaro. Rather a full finish with so many Milan players inside that Porto penalty area. Milan lead by a goal to 0. 6 minutes to half-time. Panucci! He's scored again! He's hit vital goals recently in matches against Inter and Napoli. And now with a second Milan goal. Fernando Coots. That's a good shot on goal by Fernando Coots. It almost deceived Sebastiano Rossi. And Milan desperately close to conceding their first goal at home in this season's competition. Raducioiu.
going home.